dignity and respect.
Hi, my name is Xochitl
And it's
Vaca,
no
and I am a
surprise today
reporter
that
for
we heard
Voice
from
Ways
so
Long
many
Beach, and we are
hotels
here
and those
tonight
representing
at the
industry
Long
that
Beach City
hotels don't
Council.
want to regulate, because their bottom line is profit. But with the hundreds of community members here, our bottom line is justice. And it's important for us to recognize that minimum wage is a regulation. Overtime is a regulation. All of these were fought for by workers themselves. And it's up to us and the community and city council members to really support them and make sure that we do everything we can. Earlier today, another previous speaker said it's not the local government's responsibility. It's absolutely your responsibility, as the hotels here have received heavy subsidies, including the Hilton Long Beach, where I've met hotel workers who've been overworked and forced into retirement because they've been injured on the job.
So, as Black Lives Matter, we stand in the name of those who have been harmed by the state, right? We're looking out for lives that have been impacted by state violence in so many ways. And tonight you have the opportunity to represent as a responsible acting representative of the state as local government, to look after these women who are being harmed in the workplace. I'm hearing a lot about the protections that they currently have, but if that was working so well, then we wouldn't have to push for policies to protect them. We stand in solidarity with these workers. We stand in solidarity with our sisters and brothers who are in this struggle to represent for workers' rights, for human rights. You have a responsibility to look after that, to represent for that. This is even more important because these are predominantly women of color, and we cannot continue to view women of color as disposable. I don't know if it's our Filipino women, Black, Latino, Latina, right? Loading them up with the overburdens, the workloads, and then turning them out out of the profession more quickly. We have a responsibility to act responsibly.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Reverend Carolyn Wilkins, and I'm with CLUE. I'm here today, and so much has been said that I won't repeat, but I'd like to leave you with 3 points. First, I spent time, I'm not just a minister, but I spent over 30 years in corporate America doing operations, product launch, management, and quality analysis. So you can make up numbers to say and do whatever you want. So there have been conversations tonight that said regulations and rules may be overbearing for the hotel industry. But I encourage you to look at not the quantity of the regulations, but the quality and the effectiveness. And if they're not working, they need to be changed. Secondly, I invite you to look at the 2 levels of service. The women and the men, who are the hotel workers, provide service to the clients who receive the service. And in between is the infrastructure and the management. And it is the management that is trying to say that these are an ordinance that does not work. Please honor the women who are doing the work. I've been a recipient of the service, and I invite you all, if you haven't ever made a bed, lifted a mattress, cleaned a toilet, to go do it yourself and see if you'll change your mind. And lastly, I implore you to be pulled by a vision of dignity, justice, and peace, a dignity of vision of inclusion, rather being pushed by the management.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. My name is Camp Abba, Managing Director of Ensemble Investments. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. First of all, congratulations to Mayor Garcia and the City of Long Beach for co-hosting the upcoming 2028 Olympics. Our industry will be a major part of that. We want to show off our beautiful city to the whole world. The hospitality industry is a very good industry for Long Beach, or for any other city for that matter. It's clean, brings in substantial tax revenues to the city, and provides good jobs to a wide spectrum of people with different skills. Most cities seek and encourage hotel development. Long Beach has excellent brand name hotels such as Hyatt, Marriott, and Hilton. Most of these hotels continue to reinvest and modernize their properties and continue to be great assets to the city and its residents. The hotels in the city are run by professional managers and reputable owners. The hotel industry is in the hospitality business. We're here to take care of our guests and visitors to the hotels and to the city. Our employees are the ones who are in direct contact with our guests. They are the ones who interact with our customers, not me as the owner of the property. We respect, honor, and care for our employees so they can care for our guests. Even for selfish, profit-oriented reasons, if you want to call it that, it is in our best interest to take care of our employees. I'm sure you've been to restaurants or hotels where you may not have been treated well by an employee. Would you go back? You would think so. The way the preamble to this ordinance reads, if someone not knowing the hotels in Long Beach and just reading it off, you would think that Long Beach hotel owners are a bunch of slumlords running hotels with dirty rooms occupied by a substantially large number of sexual predators. It is embarrassing. Is that the message you, as a city council, want to send to the outside world? Your CDB works very hard.
Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Commissioner Nicholson, and I'm proud to be bringing you the letter of unanimous support for agenda item number 22 from the Human Relations Commission. I'm going to sum this up a bit, but I brought you the full letter as well. Our perspective on this topic has been informed by the testimony of community leaders, hotel workers, and data provided by the hotel workers advocates. Long Beach hotel workers have reported verbal and sexual aggression or assault by hotel customers. To add further concern, Long Beach hotel workers have stated that managers have asked them to return to their work floor even after reporting inappropriate behavior or harassment from hotel guests. It has been reported that when hotel security has been called, responses are either delayed or designated as inappropriate. Local hotel workers also report inhumane working conditions related to workload, shift lengths, and an inability to refuse overtime for fear of retaliation. Worker testimony suggests that the current policy in many local hotels is inadequate in addressing issues related to workload safety. Following consideration of our charter and purview, it is our view as the Human Relations Commission, we voted unanimously in support of agenda item number 22 in its entirety, with a hope and vision that Long Beach, where our city continues to embrace the values of justice, equity, respect, and dignity for all its residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good evening, Mayor Garcia, City Council members. My name is Alexandra Wayman, and I am a research analyst with Unite for Local 11, focusing on the city of Long Beach, and it has been my privilege to work on this issue. This policy addresses 3 key issues in the hotel sector: heavy workloads, mandatory overtime, and the risk of sexual harassment and assault by guests. We have collected reliable data from 4 of the downtown hotels with 100 rooms or more, and we found that these hotels already have standard daily quotas for housekeepers of less than or just slightly above 4,000 square feet. Our methodology included obtaining information from hotel workers, data collected from hotel management, as well as information from hotel websites and phone calls to these hotels. By multiplying the traditional average room size by the standard daily quota, we were able to calculate the total square footage cleaned in an 8-hour shift. Our research shows that in downtown Long Beach, 60% of the overall number of guest rooms in downtown Long Beach, that is 3 of every 5 guest rooms, is already cleaned by a worker whose daily workloads are below or just slightly above 4,000 square feet. The threshold is modest and achievable. The proposed daily maximum workload of 4,000 square feet, after which premium pay for the shift is required, is a reasonable approach in the context of the Long Beach hotel sector. 2 other cities, Seattle and Emeryville, have already adopted similar legislation incentivizing the hotels to provide reasonable workloads for its housekeepers. Providing reasonable workloads will also ensure that housekeepers have enough time to properly clean hotel rooms, including doorknobs, remote controls, and other places where germs spread in order to protect public health. We look forward to working with you on these much-needed protections. Thank you.
My name is Nada Tushnet, and I live in the 3rd District. I'm a member of the Long Beach Area Peace Network, and Lubbockman joined the coalition because we are concerned with granting women equal access to good jobs and safe environments. But I'm going to speak tonight about my own life. Before I retired, I traveled 2 to 3 weeks a month. I was in lots of hotels. I want to tell everyone that people behave differently in hotels than they do at home. Inhibitions are gone. There's more drinking, there's more everything. One story I will share. I'm not going to talk about the sexual harassment because we all know that that's true. Once we were a group of us were in a hotel for a conference, and my supervisor invited us into the room for cocktails and snacks. And they were throwing peanut shells on the floor. Nobody does that at home. And that housekeeper has to clean that room in 30 minutes. Imagine doing that with the peanut shells on the floor, and I'm sure I was not the only room that had that. It wasn't my room. I actually said something. Not to endear me to my supervisor. Long Beach has been known to be a city where you can find a good job, raise your family in a safe community, and provide them with a good education. We believe that this is still possible, and we can ask our city leaders to act on behalf of these women and pass this policy to lift standards in our tourism industry. I want to thank Councilwoman Lena Gonzalez for her bringing this forward, and for the other council members who are supporting it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good evening. My name is Natalie Schumann, and I'm a research analyst for Unite Here Local 11. I'm going to briefly reiterate and expand upon some of the information that Councilmember Gonzalez already mentioned during her presentation regarding why this ordinance is so important at this particular moment. While the number of hotels in Long Beach has increased in recent years, the workforce has not. Between 2007 and 2013, the supply of hotel rooms in Long Beach increased by 12%, and the annual number of occupied rooms increased by 11.2%. During that same period, the hotel workforce shrunk by 6.9%, indicating that workers' workload had increased. Across the hotel industry nationwide, there has also been a trend towards hotels building their brands with unique amenities, such as high-quality bedding, more pillows, and heavier mattresses, which make housekeepers' jobs harder. The workload and voluntary overtime provisions of this policy are closely related to one another and reinforce existing law to support Long Beach hotel workers. First, the minimum wage for Long Beach hotel workers that voters passed in 2012 would be undermined if hotels are allowed to increase workers' workloads beyond reasonable levels. Second, it is not possible to make voluntary overtime a reality if we do not also ensure that workloads are reasonable. Otherwise, hotels can respond by simply making housekeepers squeeze more square feet of work into their normal 8-hour shifts. Together, the proposed ordinance will incentivize hotels to provide workers with a humane workload and ensure overtime is truly voluntary. We urge you to move forward tonight with this policy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I just want to start off by telling the hotel workers that have testified and shared their stories tonight and over the past several years that you're heard, you're appreciated, and that I believe in you. My name is Miles McNeely. I was born at St. Mary Hospital, and I've lived in Long Beach almost my entire life. I currently live in the 2nd District. Professionally, I work in the field of social science and health behavior research, so I have a special appreciation for data. And I wanted to highlight some of the data and research related to sexual harassment among hotel workers. But first I wanted to point out that because hotel workers, particularly housekeepers, often work alone in the intimate setting of visiting guest hotel rooms without security cameras or witnesses, it seems intuitive that housekeepers may be at risk of being sexually harassed or assaulted by guests. As for data, in a 2016 survey of hospitality workers in Chicago, 58% of hotel workers reported being subjected to unwanted sexually harassing behavior by a guest. A 2016 survey of downtown Seattle housekeepers found that more than half of their survey respondents had experienced sexual harassment on the job. On a local level, the Long Beach Coalition for Good Jobs and a Healthy Community has collected their own data showing Long Beach is not immune from what seems to be a widespread issue in the hotel industry. And I'm not very shocked by these numbers and data. I believe that this sometimes unsafe and unsavory work environment will continue unless legislation is passed to ensure that hotel workers' basic human dignity is protected. And I believe that providing workers with panic buttons, creating signage, and allowing workers to cooperate with law enforcement, and reassigning workers from the workplace if they feel unsafe work are tremendous steps, yet very reasonable steps to stopping abuses. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Buenas noches, miembros del
We'll do just double the time, please. Sorry.
Good evening, members of the council. Mi nombre es Elida Aguirre y estoy aquí representando la campaña para proteger a las mujeres.
My name is Elida Aguirre and I'm here representing the campaign to stand with women.
He trabajado en el Hotel Maya por 19 años como recamarera.
I have worked in the Hotel Maya for 19 years as a housekeeper.
Soy madre de 3 hijos y mi esposo y yo somos dueños de nuestro propio negocio.
I am a mother of 3 children and my husband and I are the owners of our own business.
Yo estoy aquí porque soy recamarera y sé lo que se siente una mujer cuando se encuentra con la amenaza de acoso sexual de parte de los huéspedes. De vez en cuando nos toca trabajar solas en nuestras áreas de trabajo y si algo nos pasa, no sabemos si alguien nos escuchará, si necesitamos ayuda.
I am here because I am a housekeeper and I know what it feels like to be a woman faced with the threat of sexual harassment from guests. Sometimes we have to work alone in our work areas, and if something happens to us, we don't know if someone will hear us, if we need help.
He salido a las calles muchas veces y he llegado aquí a la Junta del Concilio más veces que podría contar para llamar su atención.
I have marched in the streets and I have come here to City Council meetings more times than I can count to call your attention to this.
Estoy cansada ya de pedir apoyo sin una respuesta aquí.
I am tired of asking for your support here without a clear answer.
Estamos aquí hoy para hacerles saber otra vez que no permaneceremos en silencio y que seguiremos luchando por mejores condiciones para nosotras las mujeres en nuestros hoteles.
We are here again today because we will not remain silent and we will continue to fight for better working conditions for ourselves and women in our hotels.
Por favor, únete con nosotros para aprobar una póliza que es una solución con sentido común.
Please unite with us to pass a policy that has common sense. Thank you.
Y me siento menos protegida ver a mis manejadores no apoyando esta ley. Ahora me siento menos protegida porque es una protección para mí.
And I feel less protected today because I know our managers are here watching me, and I feel less protected that they're not supporting this law tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll make sure, obviously, all translation will double the time. Okay? Thank you.
Buenas noches, miembros del Consejo.
Good evening, members of council.
Mi nombre es María Mesa y estoy representando la campaña para proteger las mujeres.
My name is Maria Mesa and I am here in standing for the ordinance to protect women.
He trabajado en la industria hotelera por 12 años como recamarera.
I have worked in this industry for 12 years as a housekeeper.
Soy madre de 2 hijos y trabajo duro para que mis hijos tengan un futuro lleno de esperanzas.
I am a mother of 2 children and I work hard to make sure that my children are full of hope.
Mientras que el número de hoteles y las ganancias de los hoteles han subido, el número de trabajadores hoteleros ha disminuido.
While the number of hotels and the earnings of hotels have increased, the number of workers have decreased.
Esto significa que han aumentado las cargas de trabajo.
This means that there are heavier workloads.
Además de las pesadas cargas de trabajo, nosotras las mujeres que trabajamos en la industria hotelera enfrentamos la amenaza de acoso sexual de parte de los huéspedes con muy poca protección o sin protección alguna.
In addition to heavy workloads, we women who work in the hospitality industry confront the threat of sexual harassment from guests with very little protection.
Esto es algo muy común en nuestra industria.
This is a very common practice in our industry.
Muchas mujeres que confrontan la amenaza de ser acosadas sexualmente en el trabajo por parte de los huéspedes no lo denuncian por miedo o por vergüenza que nos da hacerlo.
Many women who face the threat of sexual harassment from their guests do not speak out because they're scared that and they're ashamed that they might be retaliated against.
Hemos salido a las calles muchas veces y hemos llegado aquí pidiendo ayuda una vez más.
We have marched the street many times, and we have come here to ask you to help.
Estamos aquí hoy para hacerles saber que no permaneceremos en silencio y que seguiremos luchando por mejores condiciones de trabajo.
We're here again today to let you know that we will not remain silent, and we will continue to fight for better working conditions.
Necesitamos tener una ley fuerte para proteger a gente como yo y a todas mis compañeras de trabajo que merecemos mejores condiciones de trabajo.
We need a strong law to protect people like me and my coworkers who deserve better working conditions.
Por favor, únete con nosotros para aprobar una póliza que es una solución con sentido común. Gracias.
Thank you. Next speaker. And I just want to make sure, just from a count point of view, in 1 second, I believe, and maybe our fire folks our fire captain can confirm, everyone that wants to speak is here, correct? Okay. So who is the last person in this line? Okay, so I'm going to close the speakers list. Okay, so I just want to make sure that if you want to speak on this item, I have everyone that has their hand up, so you're okay. That we I want to make sure that we're going to close the speakers list. Okay, unless I'm going to close the speakers list. Everyone from the outside that wants to speak on this item is inside. So please continue. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Iran Pujadas. I am a field representative for Congressmember Alan Lowenthal. And our office submitted a letter in support of this ordinance. I'm not going to read the entire letter, but I would like to read a couple of extras from it. The working conditions of the employees of the hospitality industry must be improved. We know of the existence of sexual harassment, excessive workloads, and mandatory overtime in our Long Beach hotels. Workers should have the right to an environment free of sexual assault, a right to safe workloads, and a right to rest. The City of Long Beach should be a leader in ensuring safe and humane workplaces in our growing tourism sector. I urge you to stand with the working women of our Long Beach hotel workers by supporting the Long Beach Working Woman Hospitality Workload and Safety Ordinance. This ordinance will improve the quality of the workplace for hundreds of our hotel workers by providing protections against inappropriate conduct by guests, while also addressing increased workloads and mandatory overtime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good evening. My name is Maribel, and as you know, our country is facing many challenges at this time. We have a president who during his campaign openly bragged about his sexual harassment of women. Now, as a president, he has called for the increased deportation of immigrants, which tear families in our community apart. Regardless of what the federal government does, you as local leaders have the authority to pass laws that can protect local residents. This includes hotel workers. These people are some of the most vulnerable and mistreated members of our society. Hotel workers, particularly housekeepers, work in intimate settings of guest hotel rooms without security cameras or witnesses. This puts housekeepers at great risk of being sexually assaulted by guests. Unfortunately, the incidents are common and many attacks go unreported because they are scared. I hope tonight you will send a clear message that Long Beach stands in the side of justice and is committed to protecting workers who make our city economy thrive. On a personal note, I would like to say that my mom has been working cleaning houses for the last 20 years. As a student and graduate from Wilson High School, after school I would go and help her clean houses some afternoons, and I saw the hard work that is, and I can only imagine these hotel workers multiplying that by 50. So I want to go ahead and thank all those workers for their hard work because I think they're not appreciated enough. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker, please.
Good evening. My name is Lauren Saunders, and I'm a Long Beach community member
of the 2nd District. I'm also a licensed clinical social worker with a background of providing community education and therapy services to survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. I wanted to speak particularly on the issue of low reporting rates of sexual assaults and why having safety measures in hotels for our workers may be important. As a therapist, I can tell you there are many reasons why individuals may not report sexual assault. For example, fear being one of the primary ones. There may be fear from retaliation of an employer or coworkers, fear of loss of employment, fear of not being believed, fear of being blamed, fear of nothing being done even if they did speak out. There's also an issue of re-traumatization. These experiences are very uncomfortable and very upsetting, and just coming forward and telling your story can be very, very traumatic in and of itself. So that's the reason why people may not speak up. Not wanting to confront your abuser, especially if it's in the workplace, can definitely be a hindrance to speaking up. Shame, guilt, and embarrassment. These are really uncomfortable topics that we're talking about, and to come forward with that is a very difficult thing to do. And this is not just me and my professional experience speaking out about this. We heard a statistic of 68% of sexual assaults go unreported. In my own research, that's consistent with what I find. So I just wanted to bring some of this information as a community member, as a professional who does work with folks on the receiving end of these traumatic events. And as a Long Beach member, I'm really proud of my community for coming up and speaking out about such a tough subject. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining Voices tonight. It's going to be a long night tonight. People are still in chambers. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will keep you guys updated.